how will this work?
Yeah, thank you for having me. So you'll be able to, when this eventually launches, sign up for this, like you said, Apple Pay Later service. And the way it'll work is you'll go to a store or make an online purchase, and let's say it's $100. And if you're part of this Apple Pay Later program, you'll have two options. One option will be called Apple Pay in 4. So what that'll allow you to do is split that $100 up into 4 no interest installments of $25, right? So you'll have to pay $25 4 times every 2 weeks. So it's an 8-week interest-free program. The other program is called Apple Pay Monthly Installments. This is a longer-term program. If you make a sizable purchase, thousands of dollars that you want to pay for through Apple Pay over several months. In that case, Apple will charge interest in APR, and Goldman will be the one handling that and the lender for those scenarios as well.
Interesting, Mark. If you have an iPhone, I'm sure you've noticed it's increasingly easier to just use Apple Pay and make a purchase with zero friction, really. And I wonder what some of these other companies like Affirm and PayPal are going to have to say about it.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a new layer in Apple Pay. So the interesting part here is you can use any credit card that you have in Apple Pay already. You don't need to use an Apple Card, credit card with Goldman. You don't need to do a new credit application or anything like that. So it's going to be so seamlessly integrated that I'm not entirely sure why an iPhone user with Apple Pay wouldn't use this service over the competitors like Affirm, PayPal, and others existing today.
Right, because with some of those services, you do get an additional credit check, which sometimes can impact your credit score. Obviously, it's great that Apple is making this easier for users, but I find it interesting that they're doing this in the midst of, this antitrust scrutiny on how they run the App Store and Apple Pay in particular.
Yeah, the interesting thing to me in reporting this out is that Apple's terms are essentially identical to Affirm, to PayPal. This pay in 4 installments is essentially, it is the same interest-free plan that every one of these competitors use. So it's not like Apple is beating them in any sort of functionality. So they are a true competitor. It's not like they're going overboard or doing better deals than the competitors. So I think that will give them more safe ground. Personally, I'm more concerned about how dangerous this is going to be for me and others, where if you want to buy a really pricey item and now you feel like, oh, you have no interest to pay this off, over 8 weeks, or low interest over several months. So, of course, that's why they're doing this. They want to make more money. They want to keep people glued to their iPhone. So I think this is going to be very lucrative for Apple and Goldman.
So how much has Apple Pay grown over the last few years? And I assume it's becoming a bigger and bigger part of the pie because of its success.
Yeah, so Apple takes a small percentage, double-digit, low double-digit cents on every transaction that uses Apple Pay. My understanding is they make a few $1 billion per year as part of their larger $50 billion per year in services pie on Apple Pay transactions. But this is just going to create another growth area for Apple's payments roadmap. And in addition to this, they're also working on a Square-like feature where you'll be able to receive payments if you're a small business or you're selling something by, let's say I'm doing a lemonade stand, right? And you want to buy some lemonade, you can tap your phone on the back of my phone, or a credit card on the back of my phone, and I can take a payment from you via Apple Pay like that. So I think the big picture here is Apple really is boosting their fintech priorities here. So it's going to be very interesting to watch in the coming years.